Well, there's an old adage that goes, don't regret growing older. It's a privilege denied to many. Yep, I remind myself of this anonymous quote regularly. Sure, I get some aches and pains, and I can't do all the things I could do years ago, and I'm slower than I was, but I'm still here and healthy enough to enjoy my day, and my friends, and my family, and you know what? I'd like to keep it that way as long as possible. So how about you? Here's 4 easy ways to make that happen. There's some simple, common sense things that we can all incorporate into our lives that will help keep us healthier, more vibrant, and give us increased mobility and, flexibility. Look, I realize that some of us won't be able to include all these things for any number of reasons, but the majority of us, these 4 suggestions can make just a world of difference. The first thing that comes to mind, well, for me anyway, is to stay active. Our muscles and organs, including our heart and lungs, benefit from regular exercise. Now, hey, don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean getting out and trying to run a marathon or spend hours in a gym. It can be as simple as going for a walk, which, by the way, is even better if done with a loved one, a pet or a friend. I also try to include some simple exercises in my day. Little things like picking up some light dumbbells and doing a few curls. I also make a point of doing a few squats to strengthen leg muscles and improve balance. Any activity gets your heart beating stronger and assists in digestion and breathing. And from what I've read and experienced personally, even those of us in our golden years can still rebuild some muscle, strength, and flexibility. By the way, in order for your activity to be as efficient as possible, it's also necessary to ensure you get enough rest. So, make sure you're getting enough sleep each day. Now, contrary to what we thought in our youth, well, at least what I thought, sleep is not a waste of time. Your body needs it to rebuild, especially in our senior years. So, a combination of activity, exercise, and proper rest can be instrumental in slowing down the process of what we often just tend to write off as aging, when it's not just aging. Now, as for motivation, here's the ironic thing. Getting out and doing it actually seems to create the motivation to do it. So go figure, eh? So next, let's look at nutrition. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, told us to let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. So, what does that mean for us? Well, it means nutrition. It means that it's necessary for us to ensure we're getting the right kind and amount of nutrients like protein, vitamin D, calcium, and more. Now, I'm not a nutritional expert by any means, but I am a strong believer in moderation in all things. And that said, I also believe that a plant-based diet is best for us. What that means to me is that the majority of nutrients should come from plants, with things like meats, fish, poultry, and dairy products being introduced on, a minimal basis. But if you're in doubt as to what your diet should consist of, take the time to consult with a registered dietitian. They can be really helpful. Now, shopping for food. We're told that the best area of the grocery store to be shopping in is around the perimeter, where the fresh produce, both fruits and vegetables, reside. Also, the fresh meats, fish, poultry, and bakery products are located outside of those inner aisles as well. But even here, there's things to consider. So, check out my best shopping practices for seniors video. I'll put a link to that above. The interior aisles and shelves of the grocery store, on the other hand, are heavily stocked with highly processed items. Heck, some of which I even hesitate to consider as being food. Now remember, what you eat has either a positive or a negative effect on your health and your aging. So make sure you get the nutrition you need. Okay, let's look at prevention. And what I mean by prevention is preventing illness from interfering with our well-being. Now let's face it, as we age, our body's ability to ward off infections, both bacterial and viral, is a lot lower than it was in our heyday, right? The recent pandemic and the fallout from that is a prime example of the issues we can face. But it isn't only a new virus we need to guard against. And those of us over 65 need to be aware and cautious of the old regular things like influenza, shingles, and pneumonia. Any of these can literally stop us in our tracks. So, I urge you, keep your vaccinations and booster shots up to date. Check with your doctor or your province's medical health officer's website to see what all you should consider. And now, companionship, staying connected. There's an interesting statistic that shows that there's a 45% increased risk of death in older adults as a direct result of social isolation and loneliness. It's believed to impact the process of aging as well by increasing the possibility of things like high blood pressure, depression, and even dementia. In short, I guess I'm suggesting that we not isolate. All of us deserve and need strong social relationships as well as interaction with our community at large. Most of us can still volunteer to help social organizations and, by doing so, continue to have a positive impact on our community and, in turn, a positive impact on our own well-being. Take a class to exercise your mind. Learn a new skill. Just enjoy every day to its fullest. And by the way, if all of this is interesting to you and you'd like to learn more, I suggest checking out a website I found recently. The Canadian Frailty Network provides a ton of helpful information. Now, they define frailty as a medical condition of reduced function and health in older individuals. And just so you know, I'm not connected to them in any way. I just think their site is very informative. I'll put a link to them in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. So what do you think? I'd appreciate it if you leave me a comment. Tell us what you're doing to stay dynamic and energetic during your senior years. I'd love to hear from you. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel and then hit that bell so that you're notified when new videos are uploaded. And in the meantime, stay safe and enjoy your day. I'm wishing you peace, health, and harmony. Bye for now.